Yo, I think we are live.
Are we live? We are
Yeah,
live.
let me get the chat open. Um, dude, guys, what's up, everybody? Phil and Tim here from New Breed Investors. We have a new podcast. We're going to go live every single week. This is the only week that we're going to do at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, we'll be live at 6 p.m. This is going to be more of like a podcast type thing where we'll kind of discuss what's going on in our business, what we see is going on in real time, and open up for Q&A for anybody that wants to just hang out with us and ask us questions about business, real estate, life. This is kind of like your chance to get to know us a little better. So I'm a big chatter, so I'll let Phil kind of say
No.
what's up.
Hey, what's up, Daniel? Good to see you, bro. Um, so we'll be talking about AI stuff today and how it's affecting business, how it can potentially affect business, and what we're doing to like leverage it. I know it's been one of the bigger topics of like every single business out there. And shoot, we'll just kind of shoot the shit for a bit. And I've been doing some research in regards to AI today too as well. And I saw this tool called TestFit, and what that is basically how engineers, how they draft up like plots of lands to see how they can build on it. They can do setbacks, they can do all kinds of sorts of stuff on it. This particular AI tool, you can just basically put your parameters in and what you want to build, and it's going to automatically build it
Oh,
out, and then you can drag and drop it however you want, depending on the size of the lot. It's
that's
actually,
kind of crazy.
dude, it's super sick. So I was looking at this today. I was like, man, if I was a developer, I would be like on this like shit on like a fly on crap, basically.
I think there's so many different softwares now, right? Like I think every day there's a new AI bot, agent, like voice agent, like it's getting out of hand, and it's whatever you use one software, I feel like the next week you'll have a better one
Yeah.
that outperforms the one that you're using, you know what I mean?
100%. I mean, right now, we're using AI right now to lock up deals. I know you locked up a deal, potentially locked up a deal, locked an appointment the other week, straight up. So if you guys are not using AI, it could definitely help. Well, it helps us, honestly speaking, helps us a lot. Uh, and I mean, did you end up locking that deal up by chance?
I'm actually talking to the seller right now. I was just texting her, but no, but like what's crazy is like everyone thinks AI right now is like ChatGPT,
Yep.
right? And then there's like layers to it. There's like ChatGPT. There's Gamma stuff. So like if you guys need PowerPoint slides or presentations,
Oh yeah.
Gamma can literally create a 30 slide pitch deck for you. Like we did that for one of our projects.
Yep.
And it did it in 5 minutes or less, right? You just need to feed the right prompts. And it was way better than something that I would make. But, there's also agents. So, like, these AI robots are literally managing your workflow and, like, doing everything that, a VA would do. So, basically, as soon as this AI bot, from a wholesaler's perspective, as soon as this AI bot that we're building is complete, I don't need my VAs anymore.
Yep.
Imagine how much money you can save by not paying a VA. Like I pay a VA like $400 to $500 a week, and having a bot and paying a subscription for $100 a month is going to save every business like thousands of dollars a year, right? And that's just one VA. Now some people have three, four, five, six VAs. Like how many does your partner have right now?
My partner has about, I think he has about, I would say at least 10 VAs.
Yep.
So you can imagine, and they're all full time. So he's obviously spending out some high dollars in regards to just manpower work, right?
Yep.
But the thing is with this type of business, it's kind of a little bit hard. But wholesaling is a little bit more easier in the sense of you're just reaching out, text messaging. He does a little bit more, I would say, more advanced type of real estate where he does curative title work and finding really tax delinquent properties that have estranged heirs. Heirs don't even get along with each other, and buying basically. interests in properties for like pennies on the dollar, which requires a lot of research. So we are actively looking to see how AI can reduce the research load and maximize profit instead of expenses in a sense. But yeah, to your point, it's time consuming, and AI can definitely help with
Yeah.
that.
But like, would you say though, in the next, not next year, but like 2 to 3 years, do you think AI will get to the point where it can replace what they're doing to an extent, right?
Yeah, I would say probably 80% of their work can be replaced. Uh, and then the other 20% is just a human reviewing the fact patterns, or even yours. Like you can replace somebody, replace you 80%, then you look over the facts of the conversation to see if there's motivation or if the seller actually wants to sell. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause right now, like, for us, it being a very like beginning stage of AI for a wholesale real estate business, like literally what we do is everything's already automated. So we have CRM softwares that automate text messages, emails, all that stuff, organization. And then you level it up with an AI bot or agent where if a seller responds, the AI literally just has a conversation with the seller, like while you're working, while you're sleeping, while
Hmm.
you're, taking a poop or something. It's working while you're not at the desk, right? And what's
Yep.
insane is, Phil was talking about a deal that we're working on. It's a pre-foreclosure. We got the data from the county at noon, so 12 p.m. At 12 p.m., my AI bot booked an appointment for one of my acquisition reps. I ended up taking the phone call because I wanted to see like how it would look like.
Yep.
And this seller was extremely motivated. I'm literally picking up Phil from the airport. I take this call and she's like, "Yeah, I need to sell this ASAP." And in 12 minutes, an AI robot with my automations generated an appointment. Right? That's like
Yep.
an 8 to 10K assignment and we barely didn't do any work. That's the difference.
I actually forgot to tell you that I recorded that conversation.
Oh, you did?
I'm gonna send it to you right now, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm literally driving, talking to
Yeah.
this like seller, she's like, "Oh, I got to sell this house." And the AI bot's asking all these questions like, how soon are you trying to go? Like, are you trying to keep it? Like, it's literally just having a full on conversation while I'm picking Phil up at the airport. This is the future, right? And then the next step is having an agent manage all your workflows. So you're not in the CRM
Yep.
dragging people around, doing all this stuff. Like the robot will do everything for you. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I would also say like your agent that you end up having and using in your CRM was it also had made mistakes, it made typo mistakes, like text message mistakes.
Yeah.
So that makes it even like sound and feel more human in a sense versus just having straight, blocks of text. And it also like would do like choppy text message too. Like it would send maybe
Yep.
like
It's
a
not
little bit
perfect.
here, and then it would just send maybe a little bit of a snippet, and that way it looks like a regular human would basically type it all out,
Yeah, it's
which would be
absolutely
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then like, dude, like, our friend, so we have a friend that works in the AI space and
Yeah.
he's building our bot for us right now, but basically he has a bot in his land wholesaling business
Yep.
that literally calls a seller. So it goes through, imagine a lead comes through, you know, running ads or sending emails or whatever it is, and then the seller says, "Hey, robot, like I want to sell my house or I want to sell my land," and then it will qualify that seller, and if it meets all the qualifications, it literally calls the seller with a robot like female voice and negotiates with them. Like, I'm gonna be irrelevant, dude. I'm cooked, right? Like a sales guy that makes my money off selling, the idea of selling homes, either selling products, whatever it is, like I'm cooked, right? A robot's gonna replace me. So it's kind of scary to see that, but also it's pretty crazy, right?
But I think it's also pretty cool because that maximizes your time to do other things, and then it spends less time in the business, but you only go in if you are needed. Let's just say a person knows that they're talking to a robot or like an agent, an AI agent, then like I want to talk to a human, then you can come in and close that person, build that rapport or whatever. So I think it's gonna be time leverage. However, it's also is like a two-edged sword where if you don't have enough money to pay for the AI agent or whatever AI bot, then it leaves you kind of, in the
Yeah.
dust per se. But the upside of that would be you get to build a skill now that can make you money versus using money to buy resources.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been.
it's it, there's a great debate right now. As we move towards more sophisticated AI, and there's a lot of sales guys like Jeremy Miner, all these guys
Yeah.
that I listen to. Jeremy Miner says you will never lose the demand for a salesperson,
Yeah.
right? No matter how good AI gets, because he argues that some people don't want to talk to a robot. And as AI sophisticates, they think that when a robo dialer calls you, they'll actually ask you and say, "Hey, I'm a virtual assistant." So they'll say virtual assistant and not say AI, but they'll say, "Hey, I'm a virtual assistant. If you don't want to talk to me, you can press one, and I'll hot dial you into a live caller if that's
Oh,
what
that's
you
actually really
prefer."
good. Actually, that's really super
Right?
smart. Live transfer.
Correct. So now it's like that. They're starting to incorporate that because some people do prefer talking to a robot
Mm,
because they don't, imagine like me, I'm going through bankruptcy, right? And
yeah.
I get a human that calls me, and I may feel embarrassed to talk to you about my
That's right.
problems.
Yeah, yeah,
And if they say, "Oh, I'm a virtual assistant," dude, they don't care if you're going through bankruptcy or not. There is no judgment in a robot.
yeah.
And the seller, they argue like, "Hey, will the seller feel more comfortable talking to a robot?" But you give them a choice, like, "Hey, I'm virtual, and if you want to talk to someone real, just press one, and I'll transfer you."
Yeah,
So
that
it's
makes sense.
like, do you need the salesperson? I think you'll always need a salesperson, like at
Right.
least a manager level, to kind of manage what's going on. But I think in terms of like lead managers, like cold callers, bro, I think cold callers are going to be cooked in the next year. I won't have any cold callers on my team in the next year, guaranteed.
That'd be actually pretty nice. Because that particular cold calling game, hiring and finding people is time intensive, and the churn is just is brutal. And then training someone is also brutal, even though you might have a good onboarding process. It just still takes time. But I mean, to your point, dude, it's going to be a no brainer for a lot of businesses
Yeah,
just going forward.
I mean, I think that like I foresee the way like my business will be built is I'll have two or three acquisition sales closers that are on salary. We'll keep the best ones that we have.
Hmm.
And then every wholesale operator, if you're listening and you're cranking out deals and you manage teams, you know that the hardest part in your business is your lead managers and we call lead manager our cold callers, right? So anybody that's digging through, cold outreach or doing the follow-ups, those are lead managers. And those are the hardest people to deal with because like Phil said, high churn, lots of training involved. You're mostly pulling dudes off the street and teaching them the game of real estate. And most of them, they learn the game and they end up leaving, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you do all this training, you're doing this rotation of lead managers, and those are the hardest people to train. Like, yeah, it's so painful. So those are the first people that I want. Unfortunately, I'm not saying I like to fire people, but those are the first people that you have to phase out of your business, right? Just because it's just a lot of stress off your plate where you just have an efficient robot doing all the monotonous tasks that a normal person doesn't want to do, and you focus on feeding your acquisition managers quality leads where they can get paid, right? Because if you don't got leads, you can't pay your acquisition managers either. So
Yeah. I mean, you guys make a good point. On the top of the AI, just in general, like since that's going to be phasing out part of the business, I wonder. I mean, I foresee like underwriting going next. I think there's a couple of other softwares that are emerging that you can do underwriting. I mean, ChatGPT also has a little bit of underwriting skills.
yeah,
And if you were to type in like, hey, what are the comparables of 123 Main Street, it'll probably give you a generalization of it. But if you provide more parameters and more criteria to it, then it will basically follow through it. But as we get better versions of ChatGPT and other AI software, I think we're gonna see like a new wave of like underwriting tools, which I've kind of seen already.
Yeah. We're all waiting for that, right? The
Yeah.
underwriting tool. I mean,
Like,
every single one of us is waiting. But I think, like we've talked about this before, it's more of the data, right?
yeah.
Like getting the right data to be able to underwrite the deal. Like I think a ChatGPT model right now can underwrite a deal if it's got all the comps.
Yep.
But it's so hard because Texas, if you're a Texas
Yeah.
investor, you can't get the data normally. So how does a how does a underwriting AI software underwrite those type of properties in those states?
Yeah, as a non-disclosure states, that's going to be very difficult. They're going to need MLS access, which is going to be
Pricey.
pricey. But I mean, I think you would have to go to like maybe the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, to get access to like to get plug into their KPI or not KPIs, their APIs in order for you to get the data onto your system. However, I don't know they're going to feel a certain way about that. And I'm
Yeah.
sure it might be a pricey license too as well if they end up doing that.
I know, but I feel like, Zillow and MLS
Yeah.
and all these guys, it is a way to get paid. All these people are going to be asking for it. We'll see what happens because they know when they, selling their data to guys like us is opening like a, what's that, like Pandora's box,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like giving us all this access. So it's kind of crazy, right? So. Wait, hold
Yep.
on. So
Good question. Yeah.
which niche data's you guys market to? So I'm specifically in Houston, Texas, and then I'm also doing Louisville, Kentucky. So if you guys don't know, that's where I started investing. So I do wholesale flipping. I have properties there, but I'm not really into it anymore. But those are my two markets.
Yeah, my market is in Richmond, Virginia. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm started. That's where I started from. I just mostly do fix and flipping rentals. And then I'm moving into a new model in the state of Texas too, as well, like Austin and Houston, where I'm doing more curative title work, which basically is also a niche data, right? It's targeting people that are in distress with tax delinquent properties, where if an heir, so let's say the owner of record dies and they don't go through the probate process or they don't have a will, it goes to intestacy laws in Texas, and then from there depending on the heir situation, people that actually are the children of the deceased owners, if they're in like, let's say, not good terms with each other and they're estranged, then that's also good because no one's talking to each other, and that's where even more distress is comes into play, where I can come in and negotiate to buy their interest in the property, and if I collect enough interest, then I could do multiple different things with that. I could either force a sale, I can go through a legal process in regards to trying to get the rest of the interest, um, and there's all other different strategies. But that's basically my niche that I'm going into right now. Kind of removing myself from fixing and flipping, just kind of go into that particular niche. But yeah,
Yeah. So what he was kind of explaining is like what the street people call reverse flipping. Right? So that's like the street lingo version of it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it's like hardcore advanced wholesaling, bro. Like what we do is I would say grade school compared to what Phil's business model is, right? You got to do a whole bunch of investigations. You're dealing with
yeah,
people who passed away. You're cleaning title. Like that's like graduate level stuff. Now you do get paid a lot of money to do this stuff.
yeah,
You're not doing volume like we are, right?
yeah.
Like when you're doing wholesaling, you need to do like 7 to 10 deals a month plus, right? And you got to spend a lot of money in marketing to keep that machine going. Phil's model is like you do like 3 deals a month, but you're making like 200 grand.
Yep.
It
It's
sounds sexy, but it's
it's
a
a longer
lot.
cycle, and also it's way more time, way more people you got to outreach. You don't have to do the crazy market spend like most wholesalers do. I know a buddy of mine was spending about $50,000 a month in marketing costs, which is just disgusting if you think about it.
Yeah, and that's without their staff.
Yeah.
That's without staff.
And then whereas this model, like you are given a list of tax delinquencies from the county or the city or whatever, and you just basically comb through it line by line, which is way more tedious, way more in like labor intensive, and it requires patience. And you get to have like a particular fact pattern that you want to look into in order for you to actually dig into. So, best way to describe it is wholesaling is like checkers, and then reverse wholesaling is like playing chess.
Damn, bro. What's wrong with wholesaling, dude? Checkers is
Nothing.
fun. Checkers is
Checker is fun,
fun.
actually. I love
No.
checkers.
Okay. But okay, so let's talk about AI stacks that you're currently using. So
Dude.
everyone's got like 60 subscriptions, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think every month me and Phil are like, "Oh, like we should buy this. It's only $20." And
Yeah.
I think we have like 6 or 7, AI softwares that are stacked. So what stack are you using right now?
Well, obviously everybody's using ChatGPT, so I'm using ChatGPT. I'm also using Alex Ramosi GPT.
Yeah, that thing's insane. It was
Yeah,
it was the best 6K I ever spent.
yeah, that thing is pretty dope. Dude, what else am I using? I'm looking at my AI stack right now. I think for the most part, I use Gamma, which is the PDF, not the PDF, the presentation deck that is created. Also, a great tool that if you guys are trying to raise capital, leverage that. Oh, we're using AI chatbot in our CRMs, so that's like a fourth thing. I think that's it for now. I want to say,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we're using Revel AI. So
Okay.
Revel AI is the brain of our AI bot that our friend is building it
Mm.
off. So it's built on Revel and it'll be tied into our Go High Level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know too much about that, but I mean, there's also websites that I've like browsed through that has a bunch of AI, like it's like a Google of AI. Basically, you can search whatever you're looking for and it'll pop up. Let me see if I can find it. But let me, yeah, what are you using outside of those items?
Yeah, I'm not using like AI specific software, but I do have an AI stack. So for instance, in the next couple years, I think solo wholesalers have the ability, right? If you have good sales skills, so I think the number one foundation is you get good sales skills,
Yeah.
plus this stack, you can run a wholesale business by yourself and make 50 grand a month. And what
Yeah.
we're doing is you get data. So you have AI that kind of cleans your data. So what does that mean? So when you pull data from the county, it's usually going to be very messy, very disorganized. So, and the reason why it's just raw. Like the city doesn't, they don't make data for wholesalers, right? They
Hmm.
just put data into a database and says, hey, this guy died on this day or this guy filed for divorce. So you need an AI ChatGPT LLM model to kind of clean up that data if you're not
Hmm.
paying for a software or a company to do it for you. So that's the first thing I do. And then the second thing, obviously, you have your CRM. So we have Revel AI, we have CloseBot, right? These are all these different AI softwares that can text sellers back, call sellers back if they're
Yep.
interested. And then when you do ultimately get your deal under contract, there's different AI softwares that help you sell a deal too. So
Yeah.
the most important one or the most popular one is probably InvestorLift, right? That's the most expensive that you have. And it's got the InvestorLift AI that matches buyers with their buy boxes to your deal. So as soon as you get a deal under contract, you can list it on there and it'll literally send it to hundreds of buyers that are linked to it, like with that same buy box, all through AI. And then you'll see all these companies coming out now. Dispo Genie, all these different
Hmm.
companies are AI based, where they're using people's buy boxes to match your deal. So you don't necessarily have to, market your deals on Facebook or call these different sellers or buyers. I mean, you have an AI that's pairing buyers up for you. So I really think in the next couple of years, if you can negotiate deals with sellers, bro, you can literally print money with AI. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty much done for you, right? Like it's kind of crazy. Like like genuinely, like it's insane.
Yeah, I'll link the Google search tool in the chat. It's basically called FutureTools.io, and you can basically search anything what you guys are looking for. And like to add to your like AI stack, I feel like a lot of those, I think a lot of companies right now, a lot of softwares are implementing AI on top of what they're already building. So like they're
Yep.
just selling it as AI. But like, like I'm using Descript to manage my or to edit my content and to like basically when I'm looking at a script or whatever, like my eyes will just basically lock into the camera so I don't have to edit that individually, which is just amazing. Like there's so many good tools out there that have been like such a beneficial, like efficient, makes my life efficient in a way where my workflow is way much easier. And it's going to continue to get that way. I just can't wait till I get like a laundry bot to do laundry and do the dishes, dude. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so great.
Dude, yo, just buy pre-made meals from Factor, bro. Just call it in. No, but no, I agree, right? Like you know me, I'm a big calendar guy, so if I can have a bot or an agent, actually not, let's use the right terms, I guess. So
Yeah.
bot and agent,
Yeah.
right? So agents are bots on steroids, so
Yeah.
they actually do actions for you, so they'll manage things for you and all this. So I want an agent that manages my calendar. So if I book a call with somebody or someone books a link, to talk to me, I want it to be automatically put on my calendar. I want
Yep.
it to send reminder emails for me. I want to get that taken care of, and email management, where there's already agents that exist that literally reads your emails and sorts it out for you,
Yep.
and you don't need to like really read it. Like it'll delete stuff that you don't want, and then it'll unsubscribe you from spam emails. Like that's what I want, because I spend every morning going to my emails every morning. So that's
It's
something that
actually
I can get back. You know what I'm
they
saying?
they do that actually. I think you can get a thing called Fixer.io, which it does emails as well. I've been meaning to get into that, but I'm gonna be joining a team, so they basically have that for me. So I'm gonna apply that once I join the team.
That's
That's
what I'm
pretty cool.
saying, dude.
Yeah,
Like it's another $20 subscription
I
that
know.
I that I gotta pay, right?
I
So
mean, even Canva. Canva's implementing AI too as
yeah,
well in there.
Canva. Yeah, we use Canva a lot for
Yeah.
content. Basically, everything we do now, if you're a company and you're not implementing AI in some sort, I feel like you're gonna get cooked. Like you're gonna just get left behind.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like AI is going to replace every job in 5 years. Now, I think a lot of jobs will be replaced in 5 years, but you know, I think the most important thing is like, hey, how can you cut out tasks that you physically don't want to do, where you can free up time? And time is, this could be a whole nother podcast episode, but time can be different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like hanging out with your family, that's great quality time to get back, not
Oh yeah.
dealing with stupid stuff, right? Or you can be crazy like us. We probably free up time to work on something else, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you're looking for. But ultimately, you have the ability, if you have some money to spend, you can cut out a lot of monotony out of your life and free up your time for whatever you want to do. If you want to go F around in Vegas, go ahead. You know, the choice is yours.
Yeah. F around and find out, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, like I think the way we are kind of optimizing our lives in regards to leveraging AI for our business, not only with talking to sellers, talking to optimize time with research and all the mundane tasks of emails, messaging, and all that other fun stuff. I feel like it's been going towards that. We've been, investing quite a bit of money into optimizing those areas of our life, and I feel like it's going to be pay off soon. But there's also ever changing like software that comes out that makes it even easier for the optimization. So we just have to, I guess, be aware of what's coming in the pipeline and then see if it fits within our lifestyle. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things coming out, and it's kind of overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
You're tracking all these different apps and softwares, and it's like, but you probably have an AI software that can tell you like what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Like
GPT.
what's that AI that can help you build like software? Is it
Yeah, it's
Manus?
Replit. It's Replit. I've used that before. So Replit,
Replit?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like vibe coding is what they call it. They call it vibe coding. It's just
Is that
you
like
just
just
type
chill? Is
out.
that like just coding for chill people?
That's I don't know where they came from. People make some awesome terms. I would say it's just like basically you can type what you want for type what you want to build, and the AI will build it, which is also insane.
Yeah, there was a kid that made a free DocuSign on Manus AI and sold it for like, you know, like 50 grand or whatever. Like the dude made 50 grand using AI software for like 200 bucks. Like it's just kind of crazy, right? There's just a
Return on
lot of stuff
investment.
going on, and all of us are racing to get a underwriter agent. We're
Oh yeah.
all racing to get a voice AI. Like, every wholesaler, coach, and guru like has some sort of AI sales trainer
Mm-hmm.
or AI sales bot, right?
Yep.
And they're all racing to get the new one and the best one out there. And every week there's a new company that's better because they're
100%.
every day like AI gets better. So you'll come out with a product today, 2 weeks later you'll get a new sales bot that'll kick that bot's ass, and it's
Yep.
like, oh great, I gotta go buy that one now, right? So that's why, what's that term? It's like the first guys that go in never end up winning the long game
Oh yeah, I know what you're
or
talking
something like
about.
that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget what they. Yeah, I forget how it goes, but I know your premise of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
because ChatGPT was the first popular one, right? And
yeah,
they're doing really well.
yeah, they're still
OpenAI is
well.
doing a lot of good stuff, but you know, other companies are taking what they did, that foundation, and
Yep.
they are adding and doing all these different things that OpenAI isn't doing because of the work that they did. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of competition in the next year or so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good ongoing topic, which is cool to me. I want to see what happens and how my life can benefit from this. That's ultimately what I care about.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And like, we're going like real surface level, right? And I
Yeah.
know like our episodes are usually 30 minutes, but we're going very surface level where people are using AI. So like the highest level operators, not just in real estate, but just business in general. Like Hermosi talks about it a lot, right? How he's using AI is going through the millions and millions and millions of megabytes of data
Yeah.
and using AI to figure out what trends are working, what trends don't work, what's the best, call to action, what's the best hook. He's doing all these different things with AI in terms of research
Yeah.
where it would take a human like a full-time job to go through how much data that probably goes through, acquisition.com, right? And that's like the next level. Like it's not really doing sales bots or sales trainers, whatever. It's how do you make informed decisions quickly with a robot sorting through all the data. You know what I mean? Like I think that's where like you got to head to, right?
Yeah. Speed wins, man. This person that can make the fastest decision wins, basically, with the most data and the most accurate data that is. So I don't blame them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Should we wrap up?
But yeah, let's wrap it up, man. This is we're gonna do this every week, right?
Yep.
Tell all your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channels if you
Yeah,
want
dude.
to hit the notification bell to see when we're going to go live, but it's always going to be on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And then we'll always open at the very end for questions. So if you have Q&A questions about real estate or whatever you want to ask about, like this is your chance to get your questions answered, and we'd be happy to chat with you guys and get to know you guys better.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think I have any other questions right now, do we?
Last call. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys hopping on today, and we'll see you
Yep.
guys next week.
Peace.